navigate the world of well-being in the automotive industry. Hi, I'm Steve Whitten, the founder of Menable, and this is the Motors Menable Moments. So in a fast-paced automotive environment, we've got so much going on that every minute counts, and customer service and customer satisfaction is paramount on all of our day-to-day activities. So it's easy to see how self-care can take a back seat. We do long hours, our customers' demands are high, and we often have tight deadlines and ever-evolving technology to think about as well. So for all of us professionals, it's very easy to push ourselves to the limits and forgetting about the most important part in all of that, which is us. I've been in the industry for 40 years and it's always been fast-paced. It's always thrived on hustle and how busy it is. But at what cost? Burnout? Stress? Fatigue? We don't want any of that to affect the individuals around us, or least of all us, because when it affects our well-being, that impacts on productivity, on our ability to interact well with customers, and ultimately the bottom line. A tired and overworked team can really not be at their best and can't deliver peak performance, no matter how skilled or dedicated they are. I've often said on many of these videos, people perform well when they're feeling good about themselves. And a key part of that is encouraging everyone to take some proper steps to look after themselves. Self-care is not selfish. So why does it matter? Well, better performance. If you're well rested and you're mentally balanced, as a professional, you're going to make fewer mistakes. You're going to communicate more effectively and ultimately provide a better service. If you're a part of a team, the dynamic of that team is going to be stronger. A culture of mental wealth and nurturing and care and looking after each other is so much easier to do if you are taking care of yourself. But it's important in that as well that what we don't do is impose our self-care mechanisms onto other people. I'm not one for going to a gym, so I don't want someone else to impose that on me or to judge me on the basis that I don't do that. I do other stuff. I go for walks. I spend lots of times on short city breaks, for example. And out of all of that, happy, energized employees create great experiences for their customers. It's an old adage, but it's really true that positive employee outcomes equals positive customer outcomes, and that equals positive business outcomes. Working in our industry, it's like a marathon. It's not a sprint, and many people have been around for a long time, so it's important to ensure that self-care is at the heart of what makes us have longevity in this demanding environment. So what are a few ways that you can do to take that self-care and put some steps in place to look after yourself? Well, firstly, take some short breaks. Go for a little walk around the car park or to the shops or whatever it might be, or just take some time out to sit in a room quietly. Avoid calls and avoid emails. And put some self-boundaries in place. Don't be afraid to say no. Stop being a people pleaser. I heard a phrase not that long ago which was, be okay to make a decision and then have the freedom to be okay with the consequences. And that's about setting good boundaries. Boundaries that are, no, I can't do that. This is too much, or it steps outside of my zone of comfort. Proper nutrition and hydration can absolutely impact or dramatically impact on your focus and your endurance. And don't be afraid to take some time out for some mindfulness. That doesn't have to involve laying on the floor and counting the clouds, although that is absolutely brilliant if you want to do that. But it can involve delving into a hobby, or going for a long walk, or watching a film, or reading a book. Anything that takes you away from the day-to-day. And if you're a leader, lead by example. Fostering that culture in your business that ensures that self-care is key, and people recognize that that is not selfish. To take breaks or recognize in others the signs of burnout, and in that promote a balanced work-life environment. where we put other people's well-being at the forefront. And all of that leads to a stronger and more effective workforce. So my final thought is that our environment in the automotive industry is immensely busy, and we can't do that if we're running on empty. And as I've said, self-care isn't selfish.